Hey there, comic friends, I'm Travis.
And I'm Ethan.
And this is
Monster Comic Reviews.
That's right, this is for the last week of August. This is the quick and dirty version because I am pressed for time today, but we are going to do this. Go!
Okay, first up we have Jonah Hex, issue 23.
Actually, All-Star Western, featuring Jonah Hex.
Sorry, featuring. Yeah.
Jonah Hex is still in the future.
The artist is still drawing women, probably more derogatory than most anime.
It's even worse.
Yeah.
It's gotten worse. It's gotten worse since the first issues. It's gotten worse. This book is still a $3.99 book. There is no backstory. Extra pages of story. Oh boy, extra pages of
Jonah getting laid.
I didn't mind the Jonah getting laid part. At least there was some actual conversation in there.
Yeah.
To some degree, but the whole him shooting the person that's rampaging, the cancer, walk of life, silliness and whatnot, him going to the gun store and getting this rifle, and he ends up shooting the bad guy, which is fine. That's typical Jonah Hex. I've never seen anybody hip fire like that. Did you see him hip fire?
I don't think
He did
like this.
Yeah, he holds it up. He holds it up to his face. That's not hip firing, dude.
Yeah.
So between the dialogue and the logic of how the writers were describing what was happening and what the artist drew are different things.
Yep.
People aren't on the same page here, and I used to find Moratat's art charming. I'm now finding it fatiguing in the fact that it's not just simplistic. It's throwing stuff out the door that should be there and whatnot. I'm not very excited by this book. I've complained about it quite a few times now. I'm gonna wait and see when he gets back, if he gets back. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of great things to say about it.
Yeah, I don't have anything really good at all.
I like Jonah Hex, but
that's just about it.
Yep.
And the mutants are always fun, but otherwise.
Yeah, I'm shooting mutants. Yeah. So, yeah. Guys, let's get the book back on track. It just feels way off track. Like they've lost their way. They don't know what to say. I don't know if it's because they've done almost 100 issues of, well, they went to 75 issues of regular Jonah Hex, one-shot issues, and then the reboot of the 52, which gives us another 23 issues. So we're almost at 100 issues. I don't know if these two guys have ran out of stuff to say with Jonah in that amount of time, or they're limited on the story they could tell, but obviously not if they're being allowed to tell some feature story. Or,
yeah.
I don't know, throwing Batman at it, it's going to pick up the sales. I don't know how the sales are in this book. Hex is a cool character, and I don't feel like they're really doing anything with him. And
yeah.
And I'm starting to get tired of the artist, like I said. Anyway, so what would we rate this book?
I give it a 2.
I give it a 2 also, unfortunately. Okay, next up we're going to talk about Superman Batman issue 3. Dark side there on that wonderful crystal of death.
So is this going to explain why Earth 2 gets trashed by Darkseid and Earth 1 doesn't? Because, I mean...
Might be.
Well...
Yeah, they don't get established. They don't get established in ours, but obviously in
the Possession Lady talks about, some of the stuff that she says suggests that Darkseid is not only coming for... He's coming for both of their worlds.
Right.
Right? And so somebody's going to get killed and the other world is going to make it through? I mean...
Well, there's something along those lines. Or, there's obviously something about the fact that somebody's going to sacrifice themselves. If somebody doesn't sacrifice themselves, you're going to lose everything.
Yeah.
So, could be.
Yeah. So, that's kind of the sad thing about reading this Batman Superman is that that the Earth 2 people are going to get whacked. You know that they are. I mean, It's established canon that they get killed.
Yep.
So, and I like their backstory, their Earth 2 backstory, where Alfred happens to stop there and...
Right, they're childhood friends in Earth 2, which is that's a cool difference, is they're childhood friends and whatnot. And I love even then, Bruce is already thinking extra stuff through. He's a cerebral guy. He can't play baseball. He can't hit a baseball to save his life, but of course he knows judo. He can throw Superman around.
Superman.
So throws Clark around, actually.
Yeah.
And then they're out watching the stars, and he breaks a stick over Clark's head. You're a lot stronger than you act. As he busts the stick over, he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" No big deal. So there's some cool parts in this. Actually, I really like the whole thing there. It's a bit confusing in places. It's like, what's really going on? So yeah, this spirited woman is there to try and, shake them both groups up to say, hey, you guys got to do something here. But they're so concentrated on this uber crystal that could potentially kill Superman that they're not paying attention to the really big thing.
Yeah.
That's the that's this demon woman or whatever the heck she is. That's what she's saying. Look, you can't waste time on this crystal thing. If you concentrate on this crystal thing and getting rid of the government's weapon to deal with Superman, you're gonna miss this dark side thing rolling in.
I love how when...
So that's what I think it is. I think the consequence is they're going to spend their time helping Superman of Earth 2 out because he's their friend. And because they do that, that's how Darkseid gets the hold that he gets.
I love how, they're talking about how Batman is there to take down Superman, right? And
who's the deal with that?
Right, and nobody answers him.
Right.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I like the art. I know a lot of people don't like the jolly art. I like it. It's just it's weird enough and interesting enough that makes it cool. I think he's only out for one more issue, and then we get a new artist, which is somewhat unfortunate. But I'm still I'm still getting a real kick out of this story and whatnot.
Yep.
What rate this book?
I give it a solid 3.
Yeah, I give it a very solid 3 too. Almost a 4.
Yep.
I'm digging it. Okay, what are we talking about next?
Okay, next up we have Captain America, issue 10.
The final arc of this whole in Dimension Z. Wonderful arc. I've enjoyed the entire arc. This issue I thought was really, really good too. I'm not a huge fan of the art. Never gonna be. I'm just not a Ramar Jr. fan. But it was serviceable for the story. The mutants look great because they're just all weird and whatnot. And the mutate Captain America's look fine too because all that stuff's supposed to look freakish. I thought a compelling story all the way through this. The very end was kind of a surprise of who bites the dust. We won't talk about who bites the dust here, but someone bites the dust. It's not Jet. That's going to be cool. Jet and Captain America make it out of the place at the very end, basically, and they're
which tells you who does, but
they're free, and that'll be interesting. We're gonna obviously going forward. Captain America's going to have a lot of, I would hope,
a lot of baggage.
He's got a lot of baggage out of this whole thing. He was gone for mere minutes. Of course, in his time, he was gone for forever. I mean, he even steps back in to try and save Sharon. Sharon's the one that dies. Let's just do it. Sharon's the one that bites in it. Or we assume so because the whole place goes boom and blows up.
Yeah.
And as the place is closing down, they're rushing away. Captain America turns around and steps back in, and the place is devastated. It's been devastated for obviously a number of years. The whole place has collapsed and stuff's growing over it. So it's been a lot of years. So just him stepping in and out, literally, a decade went by, kind of a thing. So obviously, Dimension Z operates at a completely different rate of speed than anything else does. But there they are, all messed up back in the real world. And of course, then there's the very, very end of it. And I don't know if the very, very end of it is leading us into potentially there's going to be something else.
But that's Leo, right?
You mean Ian?
Ian, I mean, yeah.
Yes. I think Ian is still alive. They show this picture of him at the end. He's championing the Captain America thing, continuing to find out because the mutants, there's still mutants there, and there's still the other groups of people there. The mutants are still programmed to take over everything from Z, so there's battles continuing on, and he's slaughtering lots of them, it seems like.
Yeah.
So that may just be the happy ending of the not happy ending of it. Cool book.
Yeah.
I love the whole 10 issues. It was great. It was great. Yeah. What would we rate the book?
I think I'd give it a solid 3.
I'm giving it a 4. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I could look around the art because it was a cool enough storyline. So next we're going to talk about Fantastic Four issue 11 with good old Impossible Man. What'd you think?
It was kind of weird. I mean, I guess, they pull out these villains that everybody's like, oh.
Kind of weird or kind of weird for FF? Just kind of weird.
Just kind of weird.
Okay.
I don't think there is kind of weird for FF.
Yeah.
But, no. It was when they pull out obscure or famous, either one, famous FF, or Final Fantasy, what?
Fantastic Four villains?
Fantastic Four villains. To some degree, there's just kind of like, I don't get that because...
Right.
I know, one Fantastic Four villain.
Doom.
Yeah, Doom. Because everybody knows
Which everybody else out there, by the way, everybody else, at least in the YouTube community that reviews this book, hates the portrayal of Doctor Doom in the book because they think he's portrayed as a buffoon and whatnot. I mean, Doom would never go, "You better do this or else." Doom would just like execute you. You know, he's threatening Alex all the time and stuff. He would just, you know. But anyway, we don't mind, or at least I don't mind.
Yeah, I guess I don't care.
Anyway, so yes, you don't know Impossible Man.
Don't know Impossible Man at all, or Impossible Woman, or Impossible Son.
Yeah.
But I guess cool. I like Medusa. Oh my god! I just realized, just now, go me. I just realized that of course, Ant-Man is the only guy on the team.
Yeah.
So the other three teammates are arguing with each other. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Yeah.
that'd be a really hefty argument too between the queen of the
and humans, yeah. Between Medusa and
Medusa
She-Hulk.
and She-Hulk.
Yeah, ugly.
Ugly.
And they're not really not getting along.
Yeah.
Of course, She-Hulk's not getting along because She-Hulk still doesn't trust Medusa from the whole
Mind thing.
whole thing from before and whatnot. That was really interesting that in this issue, Medusa ends up being the voice of reason, really.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, she talks the whole thing through and whatnot. She goes into mother mode, basically motherly mode, and talks the kid down. And,
That's cool.
And stuff.
Yeah.
And
That's kind of frightening.
and then there's the other part of the story.
Yeah. Oh,
With Maximilian.
God.
Don't you love how he sneaks around and he whacks the robot and wears parts of the robot's armor and the other stupid robot can't? It's like, what is your problem? You know, you can't figure it out. It's like, dude.
oh my god.
These robots are awesome.
I knew Caesar was evil. Knew it.
Yeah.
Totally
oh, yeah, we can both conquer together. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I like the book.
Mm-hmm.
There are large parts of it that are just kind of fluffy and like, whatever. I mean, the real story still is the kids and what the kids have going on and what they've unleashed potentially.
Yeah.
You know, the adults that are supposed to be the people in charge and covering for the Fantastic Four,
In a way.
they're kind of a train wreck.
Yeah.
Fun train wreck, but they're kind of a train wreck.
Oh yeah.
So, read the book.
I think I'd give it a 4.
And see, I'm going to give it a 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So next up we have Justice League issue 23, part 6.
End of the Trinity War.
Fine. Yeah.
I like the Trinity War. Trinity War was fun. I think it's very unfortunate it did not end anything. All Trinity War does, is completely sets up Forever Evil. Now, if you didn't read Trinity War, I'm really curious to find out what Forever Evil ends up feeling like, because there's a lot of backstory that may not be in the Forever Evil. Great shots in this thing. I thought the art was fabulous. There's some really.
turn the comics sideways. What's their?
I know. Turn the comics sideways. Poor Ethan. But no, I enjoyed the story. That was pretty cool. I mean, who the bad guys in it? That was a surprise. I mean, I kind of wondered if it was her, but not that they would think to like stab a microscopic sliver worth of kryptonite
in Superman's
brain.
Just at the right time for him to laser vision Dr. Light in the face.
Yeah. So. Superman's kind of pathetically weak when it comes to kryptonite.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just his weakness. I mean, it's crazy, his weakness.
Well, yeah. I thought it always was.
Well, I know, but I don't know. It just seems, this really points out just how, if you get a hold of a piece of kryptonite, how pathetic Superman is. I mean, extremely pathetic.
Well, yeah, it's not like it even...
You could beat up Superman if you had a piece of kryptonite.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like it even makes him... It's not like it even makes him normal human.
Right.
It literally
kills him.
drains him.
It kills him.
So,
It's his drain. It's slowly killing him.
I mean, so, I guess not that...
Well, I don't read that many Superman comics. So,
I mean,
in the Superman comics I've read...
I only read as many Superman comics
and
as
like
you
Superman
have.
comics I've read, it usually is things like red kryptonite or something like that that has all kinds of craziness
Yes.
out there.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So, I enjoyed it for what it was. I wish it would have had an ending. I wish it would have had its own ending, and it didn't. This just,
I love the fact that wow, I can talk. I love the fact that the only two people who are completely immune to Pandora's box are
Constantine.
Because he's already not good, and Batman.
I think because Batman's corrupt too, but
because Batman always wins, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. If I had to pick one of the Trinity, I think the person who is probably the most devout would be Batman. Honestly.
The most driven?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, seeing as he's gone through all sorts of... If you just look at his training alone to become Batman,
Yeah.
I mean, to some degree, yeah, Wonder Woman and Superman have had their trials by fire, but they still always have had powers.
Right. They have something else to back it
And
up.
Batman can beat up both of them.
Well,
And
I
he,
don't know that
well, I
beat
guess
them
he
up.
used to be able to beat up both of them. He can at least take down Superman, because pretty much anybody can, as we just covered. And he doesn't even have powers still, so.
Yeah, anyway.
But anyhow, so that was cool.
And the Butler did do it.
Yeah, the Butler did do it.
So.
Um,
At any rate, so what would we rate the book?
I guess, I'd give it a 3.
I give it a 3 too. It's very enjoyable.
Okay.
Lastly, we're going to talk about Young Avengers issue 9. It's a very colorful cover.
Yeah, very intricate.
I'm really not a fan of white covers, but because see that
I
fingerprint
know,
right there?
yeah, there's already like a ton of them. So much for a nice cover.
And of course it's good old marble quality paper, so
So you
cover.
can totally see through it.
Well, so instead of being nice and shiny and slick and a
Uh-huh.
hard card, it's that. Anyway, what do you think of the book?
I guess I guess I liked it. I don't know. I don't really have anything. I don't feel like this issue is nearly as much fun as the other issues were, which makes sense, but
Right.
all the same. I love how they take care of Mother. I mean, granted, that won't stop her as they cover. Mother's a lot scarier than I thought. I mean, she was scary, seeing as she pretty much wipes out the entire Avengers like that.
Mm-hmm.
But she's really
Well,
terrifying.
in her dimension, she controls it all.
Yeah, I know, but even more so. I mean,
Yeah.
she's
And what Ethan's
but
referring to is
I
Ethan
love how they-
drags in all these other dimensional
they
monsters.
they drag in all of the dimensional monsters and the other versions of themselves.
Right.
To fight. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty great.
Which will slow her down for a bit. They
For a
figure it
bit.
out.
Yeah.
I actually really like the comic. I like this issue. I love the fact that this has a way of having lots of laughs in it and feel like a fun comic. But at the same time, there's this really serious undertone going along with it too. The relationship parts
Well,
of this.
there's parts of it that are
The relationship part of this
dark.
is really, really,
So-
really interesting, and I enjoy that. We get the explanation of the kiss in this one.
Yep.
Basically, look, I thought if we're gonna die, I want to know what it was like. We find out that he's not gay, he's bi, and the reason that he's bi is because, of course, of his powers, he absorbs all
Everything.
knowledge.
Except for powers, pretty much.
Right, we knew
everything.
that, but I mean, now it definitely explains that he absorbs all their likes and dislikes.
Yeah.
So.
He literally absorbs everything but their powers.
Right. So that's why he likes both. I mean, he really truly is, bisexual in that, so, and if you're on, if you're gonna die,
Yeah,
you might as
right,
well, get those last kisses in, I guess.
Whatever.
So I thought that was interesting. That's an interesting thing. Plus, he plants this seed of maybe you should get some time away from Wiccan to know whether or not he's influencing you or not.
Yeah.
And so that kind of puts a rein on their relationship to some degree, as they realize that this needs to happen, but at the same time, it's very uncomfortable that needs to happen.
Yeah.
And they do separate. The other interesting thing in here is we get to see a young girl who we basically get the impression it was supposed to be Loki's wife or girlfriend, and Loki tossed her back into this dimension by herself to save her from being in a relationship with Loki. And she shows up at the very end of the book as a young adult who is
a counselor.
Hulking's counselor. Hulking goes to a counselor, and the counselor he's going to is Loki's ex, who he threw fake ex, who he threw in another dimension. She's here, and she's going, oh yeah, we can work through any relationship. You just feel that that's going to be a bad thing. The other really small thing that I don't know if you noticed in it that I thought was really, really interesting is the fact is Kate Bishop's birthday is coming up, and she is not going to be a child anymore. She will be an adult. They imply in there that she's no longer one of them. Not the group, but Mother implies that her birthday's coming. That potentially means she's not one of them, but she is one of the adults. And what's Mother's influence on the adults?
Oh my god. Wow. Oh crap.
Yeah, it's really subtle, but that's just I think that's gonna be a huge sledgehammer that's coming. The fact is that, right now she's one of them, but she's very quickly, because they're all right there in that teenage, almost adult, young adult kind of, gray area.
Oh, poop.
But Kate's about ready to have a birthday. Kate will technically be
18.
an adult, I guess, whatever level that is, and then she'll become a puppet of Mom anytime Mom's around.
Yep. Poop.
Yeah, wow. Cool. I think it's cool. No, but this is one of my favorite comics.
And you never come back to
You know,
it
quite
ever
honestly,
again.
it's one of my
Yeah.
favorite comics.
Uh-huh.
And it's a Marvel comic. You people keep saying I don't like Marvel books. But a really exciting book.
Yeah. What did you give it?
I give it a 4.
I give it a 4 too.
Yeah, it was a great book. That's it for this week.
Really? That's
Yeah,
all we have?
that's all we have. And next week will either be really short or really long. My poll list is 4 books. Only one of them is a superhero book for next week. But more than likely, other books were purchased at the local chain store. So I don't know if we'll review them or not. Haven't decided.
Yeah. No. I
Anyway,
guess it depends on how good bad they are.
there you go. Anyway, thanks for watching. And have a great one, everybody.